morning. It's great to have you joining us here at Unity in Walnut Creek. We're so pleased that you're a part of this unfolding consciousness of the divine love that moves through all our lives. As we journey through the service, the thoughts, the music, I hope will touch you at depth. But the real journey here is that reaching deep within and touching the true beauty and magnificence of the spiritual self that you are. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Please rise and join us in singing Walk You in Glory.
Yourself to yourself, it's alright. Heaven is here, heaven is now. Love will have its way forever. Walk you in glory, you are the sun. I know you, I know everyone. All the places in the kingdom shining as one. Love will have its way forever. Walk you in glory with your head held high. Release yourself to yourself, it's alright. Heaven is here, heaven is now. Love will have its way forever. Love will have its way forever and ever. Love will have its way forever.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I hope the sun found you with a smile on your face this morning. If not, it is our wish that when you leave here this morning, the sun will find you with a smile on your face. My name is Ron Salazar, and I'm a licensed Unity teacher here, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to Unity of Walnut Creek. And if you are here for the first time, I extend a very special welcome to you. And we are very glad to have you with us, and we're glad that you chose to be here this morning. After the service, we really want to connect with you. So if we could do that on the patio or at the welcome table under the awning over there, that would be great. And if you would please join me in waving hi. So if you turn around to face our camera to our community online, we are very glad that you're with us, and your presence brings a special presence to our spiritual community. And thank you for joining us. So let's open our service with an affirmation prayer, focusing ourselves on the divine presence that lives in us and expresses itself everywhere present. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. take a deep breath and let that in. And again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in our life, the all-loving goodness of God. Take a deeper breath and let it in deeper. Once again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. I am now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. I acknowledge thy presence and power, O blessed Spirit. In thy divine wisdom, now erase my mortal limitations, and from thy pure substance of love, bring into manifestation my world according to thy perfect law. Those words were spoken by Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, along with his wife, Myrtle Fillmore. So Unity sees itself as a positive path for spiritual living. And so through positive thought, positive words, and positive action, and with an attitude of gratitude, the words that I just spoke come more into focus and come more into our awareness. Our focus is on universal spiritual truths. And through our service, in our music, and in our teachings, you may hear different teachings from different spiritual paths. They express the many different perceptions of what our divine spirit is. But I think more important than that is the individual expressions of all of you sitting there, that you have this unique expression of spirit flowing through us that you bring to us in this world and in the place you are right now. In our service today, we will be touching on the awareness of the divine. And to support our musical journey, we have High Spirits. So as our service unfolds, please allow the wisdom of your spirit and your personal expression of the divine to open your heart to touch at a deeper level that ever-present beauty and magnificence of the presence within you. Please remain seated now and join us in singing Circle of Your Presence.
In the circle of your presence, we are one. In the circle of your presence, we are one. And we join our hearts together, sharing your unfailing love. In the circle of your presence, we are one. In the circle of your presence, we are love. In the circle of your presence, we are love. And we join our hearts together, sharing your unfailing love. In the circle of your presence, we are love. In the circle of your presence, we are peace. In the circle of your presence, we are peace. And we join our hearts together, sharing your unfailing love. In the circle of your presence, we are peace.
All right. Take that deep breath through your heart. Just breathe in that awareness of all this divine love that enfolds you, lifts you, cares for you. And gently as you let go, enter that beautiful inner place of openness as we move now into our time of prayer and meditation together. As you turn in, I invite you to let this simple chant be part of that journey to the very center of your heart.
I am peace, 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 I am
I am. I am that presence of peace. I am that presence of divine love. I am one with an infinite love. And in this inner journey I awaken, knowing your presence and power in and through me, with great peace. Mother, Father, God, infinite love, beloved presence. I am open. I'm receptive. I awaken to see and know you more fully in every way. I am this beautiful state we call peace. Peace fills me, surrounds me, because I am in harmony with all of life. As I understand ever more deeply my oneness with you. The experience of love flows through my heart. Flows from the very center of my being, through my mind and thoughts, through my body. It flows out from me to touch everyone in my life, my family, where I work. The situations about me are touched with this beautiful flow of love from my being. And all concern, incompleteness, disharmony simply dissolve. And each is filled with your peace. And I am in this beautiful place of peace. And it is here that I am open to your ever deeper flow of presence and power and awareness into my being. I am lifted, blessed. I am healed at depth. There's such gratitude in my heart, for I understand that I am this infinite spiritual being. And as I walk through this human experience, I am ever aware of your love. Every moment. Here, now. And so for this moment of awareness, I choose to enter this place of sacred stillness, deeper than thought, deeper than feeling, where I can for a moment simply rest being one with the one. I acknowledge that direction that you gave through the psalmist. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know. How beautiful it is to simply rest, aware of this divine love, filled with this peace. Mother, Father, God, infinite love, as we awaken to understand your presence, we know that this beautiful flow of love that is upon our hearts is your presence and power. in us and as us. And we have the beautiful capacity to send it forth, to heal and bless. And so we take this moment to radiate it from our hearts. And we begin first with our own bodies, sending this love to every cell and system within our bodies, bringing healing and wholeness and vitality. We radiate this love to our minds and hearts for wisdom and understanding in all that we do. And then we take this beautiful love and send it beyond ourselves to enfold each one dear to us, to lift, bless, heal, guide, and bring deep peace. Your love flows from our hearts, flows across this spiritual community, becoming a part of that light and wisdom that flows through each one, blessing everyone in their world. We send this radiant love to every prayer request brought here, knowing with each one that you are enfolded in divine love and you are lifted into that which is the highest. And we radiate this love from our hearts. We send it out across the communities in which we live. We send it across this nation, healing its fears and bringing forth its great wisdom and compassion. And we radiate this love. We send it to all who join us in prayer, whether in mosque or synagogue, temple or church, whether gathered at home or on the hillsides. For in seeking to know you, we are all one. What joy to be part of an awakening humanity, aware of this divine love. And so we send this love from our hearts to touch this beautiful earth on which we live, to bring a harmony to all her systems, all her creatures. And this love flows from our hearts to enfold the world and touch the hearts of all people in the earth. For you are that love in every heart. And in that love, we are one. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Please join me. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And once again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world.
I am peace. 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 I am peace.
What a joy that it is so here now. Amen.
is a sun glowing warm deep inside of you. There is a breeze in your sail as you glide. There is a hand laying soft on your shoulder. Do you hear the voice still and small, singing bright? I am a child of God. I am a child of God. Surely a mother loves a child through all of life's scrapes and turns. Surely a father made us whole and strong as we grow and learn. There is a song playing sweet deep inside of you. A melody springs from the well of your heart. The rhythm is strong like a pulse flowing through you. The lyrics remind you of all that you are. I am a child of God. I am a child of God. Surely a mother loves a child through all of life's scrapes and turns. Surely a father made us whole and strong as we grow and learn. I am a child of God. Sing it with me if you like. I am a child of God. Oh, I am a child. I am a child of God. I am a child of God. I am a child of God. I am a child of God.
Thank you. That was beautiful. My name is CL. It is my joy to highlight a few of the many upcoming activities at Unity. Today, after our services, we are having our annual meeting and election of board members. This is our time to elect new board members and to review the year. This is an important meeting, and we urge you to come and bring your questions. Join Reverend David for Heart Math Cut Through this Wednesday evening. Everyone is welcome. You do not have to have previous Heart Math experience to participate. Mike and Michelle Robbins will be at Unity to present their powerful workshop, Creating Spiritual Partnerships, next Sunday. Learn simple yet effective ways to create spiritual partnerships in all relationships. Find out more about these and other activities in your bulletin and on our website. Now I'd like to invite David and Jackie to the platform.
Woo!
Oh, you look marvelous. Look out, Hollywood. Here comes Unity.
Well, David, I've been gone. What's new about Unity Goes Hollywood?
Oh, lots of good stuff. You know, it's only 2 weeks away. So let's get our tickets at the patio this Sunday or next Sunday.
Can we get our tickets anywhere else?
Oh, of course we can. We can go to Unity online, or we can get our tickets at the Book Center Monday through Thursday.
Fantastic. And I hear the men's group is fixing a fantastic meal for us.
Oh, yep. We're going to have good food, dancing, and great raffle and auction items.
Auction items. Oh, David, did you get our raffle tickets? Because I want to win that 5-day trip to Palm Springs.
Oh, and I want to stay in town and win the trip to the Lafayette Park Hotel and $200 toward the dinner or a massage.
Let's win both. The tickets are only 3 for $25. Maybe we'll get real lucky.
Oh, and let's get some extra tickets so we can sell to friends, family, and coworkers.
And let's sign up for some play dates.
Okay, that sounds like a great way to meet other people. There's a bowling party, a swimming pool party, a wildflower walk, and lots of other cool, fun get-togethers.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun. And I heard the auction items are fantastic.
Oh, indeed. There is a Disneyland trip and several other getaways, plus many other goodies like artwork, massages, and restaurant gift certificates. So the full list is on Unity, the Unity website or on the patio.
So, when is the spotlight going to be on Unity Goes Hollywood?
Well, it happens to be Saturday, November 9th from 6 to 10 p.m. at the Center Concord on Clayton Road near Ignacio Valley Boulevard.
So the show will go on.
We'll see you all there.
While High Spirits prepares a special musical experience for us, I'm going to invite you to take a short moment to greet the people immediately around you. And when you hear the gong, please take your seats so that we can enjoy a musical gift from them.
Good morning, bro. Thank you.
I'm here. Please return to your seats while we open our hearts with beautiful music.
My life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentation. I hear the real, though far off hymn that hails a new creation. Above the tumult and the strife, I hear the music ringing. It sounds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? can I keep from singing? And though the tempest loudly roar, I hear the truth, it's living on. And though the darkness round me close, songs in the night it's giving. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging. Oh, since love is Lord of heaven and earth, how can I keep from singing? I lift my eyes, the clouds grow thin. I see that blue above it, and day by day my pathway smooth. Since first I learned to love it, the peace of God makes fresh my heart, a fountain ever springing. All things are mine since I am loved. How can I keep from singing? Oh, how can I keep from singing? How can I keep from singing?
All right, good morning. I am so pleased we finally are getting to the point where we get to have Mike and Michelle here next weekend. We went and sought them out because of their excellent work on working with relationships. Have you ever had the sense in your life that God really loves you when your relationships are working and isn't quite on your side when they're not? Just, it's one of those places where we really, really do that work. And speaking of God, that G word that we kind of throw around a whole lot, I thought maybe it was time to kind of explore a little bit of what is that really? And one of the things that I know from my years of exploring and seeking to understand is that the longer I go, the less I understand. So that, I know that's not encouragement, but it's just honesty. But I want to start by just going back to one of those experiences where I heard an acknowledgement or an understanding of what the divine is. And of course, we never fully understand that at all. But if you'll notice, there have probably been times in your life when you heard somebody talking about God and something within you went, I don't think so. Ever had that? You may even have it a lot here. That's okay. But there's also been times when you heard an understanding and it kind of called you into a different place. And you said, yes, that's something, there's something there. I want to touch that. I want to know that. Well, for me, one of those experiences was when I read a wonderful metaphysician who taught in kind of the early 1900s. And her name is Dr. Emily Cady. And she had this beautiful understanding as I read more and more and saw her bring kind of this perception of what is this divine that we we seek to touch and know and awaken to as spiritual beings. She said, God is the name that we give to that unchangeable principle at the source of all existence. Unchangeable principle at the source of all existence. As the creative underlying cause of all things, God is principle, impersonal. Now, I knew there was something there. I didn't particularly like the impersonal part, but I also recognize that, we're reaching for a different understanding here. This principle at the core of all existence. But then she kind of helped me along with the next little bit. She said, as expressed in each individual, God becomes personal in that one, a personal, loving father-mother. Now, that was back before we used words like father-mother. A personal, loving father-mother. All that we can ever need or desire is that infinite Father principle, the great reservoir of unexpressed good, an amazing potential within us. And so what happens is we begin to touch and understand this principle, this presence that's at the very, very core and fabric of existence. It takes us into another understanding. God is not a being having qualities. God is the good itself. Okay, God is not a being, and that was important for me because where I was raised as a young kid, I kind of did God was that figure at the top of the Sistine Chapel, very being-like. But what we're understanding is this principle, this which is the very goodness of life itself, that the qualities of being. So she goes on to say, God is love. All the love in the universe is God. You love. That's God. Not separate from you, but as you. God. All the love in the universe is God. All the wisdom and intelligence. We have wisdom and intelligence most of the time. Every thought, every experience of insight and understanding is that divine presence in you as you. All the wisdom and intelligence we see in the universe is God. Now that's what happens is that's kind of looking at God. Okay, it's that it. What is it? It's principle, it's wisdom and intelligence, it's personal, it's loving, it's caring. And I don't really know that that's very important at all. Because what makes a difference is what I experience. Okay, this experience that I have, this divine presence. Now, Ron opened the service with the invocation, Charles Fillmore's invocation, which he says, I am now in the presence of pure being, immersed in the Holy Spirit of light, love, and wisdom. And I love those words because they're just so filled with, we're in the midst of it. It's the whole thing is this divine presence, immersed in it, from the very center of being to the very circumference of life itself. What a fascinating awareness. And the interesting thing is, we can have that awareness. Now, you've had moments when you were aware of that connectedness that you had with the universe. Okay, you weren't crazy, but you were smart enough not to tell anybody. Okay, but you have had awareness of your oneness. Now, sometimes it was very close. Sometimes it was with with a family member or an experience, or it was with a part of nature. Sometimes it was that sense of the boundaries that I see as me aren't all that limited, and I'm really a part of that whole love and light that's unfolding in this earth right now. Okay, so, and you've had those experiences. I'd ask you to raise your hands, but you don't have to admit this. Okay, it's okay. And you've known of other folks that have. But we tend to have them just for moments. And then we go back to, from that spiritual place that we were able to see that oneness, we go back into this experience of the brain saying, now, I'm separate, I got to remember that, and going in and looking at the world that way. Nothing wrong with that. But the spiritual being that you are has this capability of knowing that oneness and feeling it, sensing it, experiencing it as it moves in and through our lives. The experience that we just had at the end of our prayer, time where we send out our love, okay, that love that you send out, that feeling that you have of connection, of blessing, of those things, that's part of that oneness, isn't it? You are one with all love. If all love is God, you are in that state of love, and that love touches out all around the earth. Touches the earth, touches the people. Again, it's something that happens from the spiritual part of ourself, and one of the easiest ways to touch it is during that time of prayer. But there's another whole experience of the divine that we maybe focus on a little less here at Unity. And that's because it's a little hard to focus on it and not falling back into that old being out there thing. Okay, and that's it's kind of like the one is the I, I am one with that love, but the other is you, where we look out and we're kind of looking at the divine, and it feels separate. And you have that experience of looking at the stars at night in one of those places where there wasn't much light and you could just see forever. And wow, that sense of how much greater there is than me. Anybody have that response? Okay, yeah. How much greater there is in me. Wow, that greater than sense that we touch. And beyond the stars that you were looking at. Or maybe it was standing on a mountaintop or something and seeing the beauty of nature all around you. But beyond that, there was that sense of that which was present in all that. The greater intelligence and order and power that brought all that forth. You had that? Okay, and sometimes it feels pretty separate than us because it feels so much greater. I couldn't be all of that. Now, it is a perception that we have, where we're able to perceive that divine presence beyond ourselves. And the analogy that so often is used to kind of talk about our experience of the divine is how the wave is part of the ocean. So in a sense, we're that wave. What's in us is just like what's in the ocean. But there's a lot more to the ocean than the wave. Okay, so, and then the analogy totally breaks down because waves just don't have much awareness. But that sense of looking out and seeing, wow, and there's so much more, and yet knowing that in some way we're one with that. In the invocation, that next step Fillmore takes is where he looks at that. I acknowledge your presence and power, beloved Spirit. He's looking and seeing that he has that capacity to be aware of this divine presence and to acknowledge it. And that is a beautiful, sacred part of our experience too. Now, the truth is, most religion is all there. That's what their focus is. And that's why when we have the music, so much music and all is the acknowledgement and praise of that, and it's focused on that other than, the greater than. And that's beautiful, but just the beginning. One of those understandings that Emily Cady shared was that when we experience that principle, that power, that presence, when it touches our lives personally, it is very personal to us. And it's that way that I have found we awaken in the midst of seeing that divine presence, that we get to recognize it. Lady Sandra McFall shares an experience where she was meeting at a restaurant with a friend. She'd asked the friend, his name was Paul, to be there with her because she was about to go look at her home. And she had been evacuated from the area. It was one of those times of the big wildfires in southern California. And she understood that the fire had gone through where her home was. So there was a good chance that she was going back to a burned down house. And so she wanted just a friend to be with her now that she was allowed to go back. So she went back in. And her friend shared with her, and she discovered this later, but I thought it was kind of interesting as they were headed into the experience. Her friend shared an experience where he wanted something very special for her, knowing what she was about to see. What he asked in prayer in support of his friend was that she would feel the touch of that divine love, that she would feel that touch of God. So they go back, and the house was completely burnt. And in fact, it must have been a very hot fire because there was just nothing left. Now, part of Sandra's experience was she was a professional artist and had worked very hard at her career and become very successful, and had wanted expressed in her home the same beauty that she sought to create through her art. So she had a beautiful home. And also the home was filled with her art. This was also her career and where all of that took place for her. So she's suddenly looking at all that she possesses and her whole career. Everything is gone. It was just ash. They walk through looking for what might be left. Paul found a frame that he recognized and pulled it up. And interestingly enough, it was a picture of her father. And it was the glass was whole, the picture wasn't even charred. And he brought it to her, and she looked at it. And she had an interesting response because her father was the person who had really believed in her and encouraged her. And said even, heading into a challenging career, which art is, that she could do it, that she had what it took. And he kept reminding her all the time from when she was a little girl on through her life. It's never the things. It's always who you are that is important. And when she was remembering that, and suddenly she remembered that her father and mother had been missionaries in Africa. And they'd taken everything they had over to Africa to do this mission work for whatever church they were a part of. And they had a little house there where all their things were, and they, then supported, one of the African communities that was there. And they'd gone to visit some friends, and when they were gone, African soldiers came through and destroyed the village, burnt down their house. And so suddenly she's looking at this picture of her father, who she realizes has gone through this experience of losing everything. And she remembers what he'd said, how you never need to worry. It's in you. And she felt that sense of love and strength as she began to stand up and look around her differently. And a couple hours later, she and Paul left, and just before they left, Paul found a book that still seemed to be intact. So he brought that with him. They went and sat down to eat and talk about what they'd seen. And he handed her the book, and she looked, and the book was her mother's Bible. Well, she opened it up, and inside that Bible there were a bunch of note pages. And she started to read what her mother had written. And they were the notes that her mother had written immediately after they had lost everything in that fire in Africa. Those were the two things that survived. And she could feel her mother's strength and faith and understanding and wisdom on what was important. That touch of the divine, when we discover and we see it at work around us, is so personal to us. As a result, what happened was she ended up realizing that she'd gotten so busy, she'd kind of lost that awareness of all the different ways that presence expressed for her. So she started making lists. She said, okay, every day I'm going to write down 10 ways in which I experience being touched by that divine, that care, that love, that presence in some form or other. And so she started. Now she did 10 things every day. At the time that she wrote up her experience that I just shared with you, she was at 8,324. Okay, so she'd stayed with it and she'd been diligent with it. But I thought, what a beautiful way. We perceive that there is that something out there that's greater, and yet we're constantly touched by it. So now I can't, 10's always too many for me, but I can do 5. So I thought maybe this would be a good point to start doing, maybe five things a day. So let me check with you. Now this morning, can you think of 5 ways in which you were touched by this pure principle that expresses personally to you? Opened your eyes. Divine life. Did anyone smile at you today? Okay, touched. Again, not some being out there. This is the principle of life, of love. All power is the divine. How many of you? You turned the key and the car started. Okay, all power is the divine. That's it. Gets pretty personal if it's your car. Feels real personal if it doesn't start, doesn't it? Okay, it's there. We are immersed in this experience of divine power and presence, of love and care. Imagine what you ate. What care did it take to bring that to your table? I can go into my coffee. Wow! I know they don't grow that in California. Okay, have been brought right there for that experience, that life, love, power intelligence, wisdom that puts all of this together. So would you join me in 5 things? Do each day? Can we? Okay, don't have to. But my guess is that if we let ourselves experience this, what happens is we begin to change our perception. And this presence and power is here touching us, caring for us, empowering our lives, moving, flowing through that which we do, and we awaken. Okay? Ready to do it with me? This awareness that we are in the midst of divine love. That is the underlying, the only ultimate reality of life itself. And it's constantly touching us, caring for us. Divine love touches me right now. Join me. Divine love touches me right now. Again, divine love touches me right now. You feel that touch? That intelligence? That light? That life? Wisdom? Love? Again, divine love touches me right now. And the most beautiful thing in all of it is through your touch, it touches others. Bless you.
We are calling forth the light.
Join us.
We are calling forth the light, right, God? We are calling forth the light. It shines in you. It shines in me. It shines right now for eternity. We are calling for the peace. We are calling for the peace of God. We are calling for the peace. It shines in you. It shines in me. It shines right now for eternity. We are calling for the joy. We are calling for the joy of God. We are calling for the joy. It shines in you. It shines in me. It shines right now for eternity. Whoa, 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 whoa. It shines in you. It shines in me. It shines right now for eternity.
If you would like prayer support for challenges or celebrations, please ask our heart ministers. They will be available after the service here in the sanctuary and out on the patio. Our heart ministers are wearing the lavender stoles. Everyone, please join me in taking one of our new connection cards from the seat pocket in front of you. and fill out this card so that we can support you on your spiritual journey. If you are already in Unity Connects, just put your name on the card and check the box. If you are new, please check the first time box so that we can send you our special gift and a gift certificate to attend a Unity event as our guest. We also have a welcome table on the patio, and we look forward to meeting you. We hope everyone will share your prayer request on the card as well. Please let us know if you are committing to join us in our weekly spiritual focus. Our spiritual focus for this week is acknowledge 5 God touches each day. The ushers will receive the cards with the offering toward the end of the music so that everyone has time to complete their cards. Now it is time for our prosperity celebration. For credit card donations or love in action, there are envelopes provided in the back of each chair. At Unity, we know that the divine seeks to provide us each with abundance. Giving is one of the ways we open ourselves to receive the ever-expanding flow of divine provision in our lives. I invite you now to take your tithe or offering in your hand and be aware that God is the source of all your good. Repeat our affirmation with me together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
I am calling on Spirit to shine in me. I am healing by revealing my divinity. I am opening up to all that's mine, lifted in the power of that love divine. Love is lifting me now, lifting me up. Oh, love is lifting me now, lifting me up. I can feel the light shining bright in this heart of mine, 'cause I'm lifted in the power of that love divine. In the morning, in the evening, on the blessed day, feel the glowing, it is growing now in every way. I am dancing my part in the grand design, lifted in the power of that love divine. Love is lifting me now, lifting me up. Oh, love is lifting me now, lifting me up. I can feel that light shining bright in this heart of mine, 'cause I'm lifted in the power of that love divine. Take it, Tyler. Heart of mine, 'cause I'm lifted in the power of that love divine. Oh, can you feel the love now, lifting you up? Oh, can you feel the love now, lifting you up? Can you feel that glow start to grow? Gotta let it shine. We're all lifted in the power of that love divine. Love is lifting me now, lifting me up. Love is lifting me now, lifting me up. I can feel that light shining bright in this heart of mine, 'cause I'm lifted in the power of that love divine. Lifted in the power of that love divine. We're all lifted in the power of that love divine. We are marching in the light of God. 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 We are marching, marching, we are marching, marching, we are marching in the light of God. We are marching, marching, we are marching, marching, we are marching in the light of God. 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 We are marching in the light of God.
Oh, what a treat and what a cast of characters we get. All right, let's share our blessing with our children together. Children, you are loved, special, and important. The light of God shines beautifully through you. It is so. So let's stand and take hands and share together our prayer of protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God ever present, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
You are the love and the light and the peace in the earth right now. So let it shine and have fun.